All right, I have second-year SWOSU defensive backs coach John Darby here. Coach Darby, today, Tuesday, your first two-a-day. How'd the two practices go for the guys?
I thought the morning practice, those guys came out there with a lot of spirit, a lot of energy. Second practice was a little bit different, right? They came out here, it was a little bit more sluggish. Not as much energy, not as much intensity, not what we'd like to see, but it's something those guys will learn. They'll get that kind of mental toughness going, and something that they've got to pick up. And that's something I've kind of been stressing to my position group with those safeties and stuff is, at some point they're going to have to learn that this game's so psychological and there's such a mental aspect to this game that they're going to have to pick up. When practice might be down a little bit, they're going to have to find a way intrinsically to motivate themselves and get ready to go.
All right, so you're almost a week into camp now. What can you say about your defense that you've seen so far?
I think we're getting kind of the base of the defense. We've got most of the base defense in. The big thing we've got to do now is some of those things we were preaching in the spring. Getting to the football, playing with a lot of speed, getting the rest of those checks done that we might necessarily be missing right now. And I think that's going to help us out in the long run as far as getting to the football fast, being able to fix those mistakes by flying around and getting hats to the ball.
All right, and in particular, you're working with the defensive backs. You got some experience back there. How have some of those guys, some of your seniors, been performing?
Yeah, we do have a lot of experience in that back end. I would say we've got older guys. We've got older guys that don't necessarily have that game experience yet. So I've got good leadership guys, great guys for picking those other guys up and teaching those other young guys, but they haven't necessarily played in very many games. And they're out here and they're busting their butt, and we'll see what kind of happens, because even though they haven't played in those games, they've got a lot of practice experience under their belt, and we'll see what they're going to be able to do for us this year.
All right, one of those guys you're mentioning is probably Trevon Hartfield, who's a senior but hasn't played here at SWOSU yet. How has he performed so far in camp?
Trevon's a guy that I think every coach on this team can say that they love. He comes here with a positive attitude. He's always got a smile on his face, and he's a guy that those younger guys really look up to. He knows this is his last go-around. He's run into some academic issues across his career, and he realizes this is his last go-around, and he's been giving it his all. And I'm proud of the kid, and I know I'd love to have him, obviously.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, I got senior SWOSU cornerback Trevon Hartfield after the Bulldogs' first day of two-a-days. Trevon, talk about the two-a-days. What's your mindset? How'd everything go? With two different practices today.
Oh, it went pretty good. First practice a little sluggish. Coming from a practice yesterday evening, bouncing back in the second practice looked a lot better. Guys moved around, flying around to the ball. It was a little bit better than earlier.
All right, now you've played a little college football before, and you've been at SWOSU a couple of years, but this is your first fall camp here with the Bulldogs. How's the first week played out for you?
It's played out pretty good. I'm enjoying playing with new guys and kind of reestablishing myself. Having to step it up a little bit, but it's going pretty good. I'm enjoying it.
Okay, and even though you haven't played, here in a couple of years, you still are that upperclassman, a senior. So, what kind of leadership are you looking to provide for your group?
I don't see it any different. Even as a new guy, I still look at it as I'm a little bit older than the younger guys, and I want to try to set an example and let them follow me.
All right, and how do you feel about your defensive backs group as a whole?
It's going to be a good group this year. It's going to be an exciting group to watch.
All right, so what do you look forward, to doing between now and when you get to Southern Arkansas?
Continue to prepare and just be ready to go down to Magnolia and get a win.
All right, thanks, man.
Appreciate it.